My grandfather was born and raised in Ireland, didn't come to the United States till he was 19 years old. And he wanted to do one thing, was be an American, see. I had figured out that I was going to make the Navy my career. What's a career? It's 20 years minimum.
During the early morning hours of December 7, 1941, Aviation Ordnance Chief John Finn was enjoying a well-earned off-duty Sunday in the tropical paradise of Kaneohe Bay, a naval air station on the northeast side of Oahu. Unbeknownst to Finn and the rest of the station's crew, they were to become the first victims of a lethal Japanese armada making its way towards its primary target, Pearl Harbor.
Kaneohe Bay was a new station. They think they got it going in 1938. My squadron was the last one to get there. VP 11 and 12 were already there and well in operation when my squadron arrived there with their brand new plane. They'd also just built beautiful, nice quarters for enlisted men. My wife and I, we had a 3-bedroom quarter, and we just got into it, maybe several months, right on the base. And it's about a mile from where our quarters was located at the base of this Hawaiialoa Hill, down to the bayfront where they launched and retrieved these big patrol planes. Now, comes December the 7th, and it was early in the morning. The quarters were so new we didn't even have curtains up on the windows yet. And I saw a plane flash by there. Hey, and all my naval knowledge, it happens to anybody. You know certain things. What the hell? Why is that plane not flying the flight? Why is this single-engine plane? Hey, our plane's got two. Hey, all of a sudden, who's firing machine guns? That's my business. The war is now there, right now. One minute I'm warm in bed with a pretty blonde, and the next minute I'm down there. Japs are there. Okay. I got in my car and Eddie Sullivan come out. We didn't even say good morning. I always gave him a ride to the parachute launch. He didn't have a car. Got on that road that led down to the hangars. Made a big curve around the base of that hill. And I got about halfway around that hill now, and I heard a plane approaching from the rear. A big roar astern of me. And I looked at that old dirty red meatball with a red ball on both wings. I said, Sully, this is the real McCoy. It's the GD Japs. He said, yeah. Didn't say a word. I threw that old Ford in second gear, and man, from then on, I broke every speed law that was ever set. I'm on my way to the hangar now, full bore. I looked to my left, and I saw some black smoke coming on the bay side of that hangar. I had to run from my car to the armor. It was a good 50-yard dash across the hangar alone. And just as I got into the hangar there, I heard machine guns going off. When I got out there, on my left was Robert J. Peterson manning a .30 caliber machine gun. Over here was my big Indian boy from Oklahoma, Bucky Walters. He was manning a .50 caliber gun. And they had the guns right smack as close as they could get to the wall of the hangar. Hangar's a huge building. All right, I said, Pete, for God's sakes, move your gun out. You're going to shoot the top of Bucky's head off. And he says, we can't shoot. They're just shooting at us. I grabbed Bob's machine gun and I drug it out there, I guess, about 25 yards. I wanted to be able to see over that hangar. You can't see through it. And I didn't know at that time just where all these planes were coming from, but I know I could see where they'd been. Planes are starting to fire. So I shot at a Jap plane. I'd be a liar if I said I hit him. You don't shoot a plane out of the air with a 30 or a 50 caliber, even 20, 40 millimeter guns can whittle a plane, and the damn thing will still come on plan and maybe make it back to base. But I'd be a worse shot in the world if I didn't hit some of them.
Although hit by shrapnel in 21 places, Chief Finn continued to return the Japanese fire and coordinate his comrades' defensive maneuvers. It was only after the attack was over and his men were out of danger that he was persuaded to seek medical treatment.
I was going back and forth, kicking a fanny here, screaming and hollering. I was a chief. I was a live chief. I had a 35-man ordnance crew. And of course I got the hell shot out of me, but it didn't kill me. And if you ain't dead, you can still manage to monkey around a little bit. This ceremony took place on the 15th of September, right on the flight deck of the USS Enterprise in Pearl Harbor. Admiral Nimitz was there, and he said, "Do not think for an instant," this is the nitty-gritty, "do not think for an instant that we have the enemy on the run. He is a tough, determined, brave, sagacious enemy." He used 4 or 5 adjectives to describe the Jap action. And he says, "But we are making progress." You don't know what that meant to me when he said, "But we are making progress." Because everywhere it seemed out there in the Pacific, we were getting our socks knocked off by the Japs. And the monetary damage is just one thing. The big loss there was the loss of all those men when the Arizona toppled over, Oklahoma laid over, and all throughout the fleet there was loss of life here, there, and everywhere. My deal is inconsequential the way I see it. Some of those guys, you just cannot believe what they did. What they were fighting for was our freedom and our right to liberty and justice and love of God, whatever God used to worship, to have that freedom.